And Bonds hits one high. It's a deep. It is out of here. 7:56. Bonds stands alone.
Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown!
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes, we are. Welcome back to the Taproom Sports Podcast, a sports podcast unlike any other podcast around. That's right, because it's about two of the greatest things on this planet, and that is sports and beer. I am your host, Jordan. Stacks on stacks on stacks, lads. Here as always with my man, Mr. Big Ballin' Ben Larson. What's going on tonight, Ben?
Not much, man. Enjoying the holiday weekend. Getting ready for some birthday festivities coming up.
Oh, yeah, it is your
Closer to
birthday
that,
coming up. Nice.
Let's
go,
Luckily not big 4-0 this year, but definitely closer to 40 than I am 30. So
Yeah, it's fucking weird to think about, but
if I say it, it doesn't hurt as much.
well, I was gonna say if you don't say it, it doesn't hurt at all because I didn't even realize
That's
that
true.
until you said that. So
That's what she said.
Yeah, is what it is. It is what it is. So how you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Good weekend. Spence fight last night was awesome. Ugas got his fucking face beat in. That was dope. Well, I should say that. I mean, it was I hate to
Good fight.
say someone getting their ass kicked was nice to see, but yeah. It was awesome, man. Major League Baseball is in full effect. A lot of crazy stuff going on. NHL wrapping up, Ben. So that's pretty interesting. 14 favorites covering on Saturday night. Just unbelievable shit. It's been crazy, and NBA playoffs are here, man. So this is some of the best times in the life. And we got this beautiful clip today, too. Oh, man.
Welcome back to Boston.
Gotta love it, gotta love it. But I'm drinking some beautiful beer. And by the way, happy Easter. Happy
Hell yeah.
Easter.
Definitely. And we've both got some beautiful beers out here. And for the premise of our show, we wanted to be like we were sitting at a bar drinking beer and talking sports. So we've incorporated beer into the podcast, and we've really gone past the days of drinking Bud Light and Coors Light, just to kind of just to get messed up, and has really kind of gotten to a point where
we've
we're
matured.
We like the science. Yeah, we like the science behind the beer. We like the different aspects of these beers. So we wanted to bring that out to you all as well, and really kind of push you guys to go out, check out some breweries, check out those tap rooms, and really just kind of put the support out there, because it's something we've been doing for a while now, and have really grown not only with our beer knowledge, but also with the the communities out here in in Vegas and the Bay Area. So we want to bring that out to you guys, and we want you guys to experience that. And I gotta say, you can get some beers from all throughout the United States if you go to Tavour. Go to Tavour.com or download the Tavour app. There we go. And use promo code TAPROOM when signing up, and you'll get $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. My second beer tonight is going to be a Tavour beer.
You want a beer?
So make sure to check those out. But we're going to start with giving out a little bit of information on our first beers of the night, and then as we get later in the podcast, we will review those as well as talk about our second beers. So what's your first one, Jordan?
So my first one, this one I was actually going to do on wagers, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to save this for Sunday. First of all, it has a fucking awesome can, dude. Check out that can art, dude. Yep. Amazing can art. And it's called the Do You Remember Your Last Good Hair Day. and it's from Hoof Hearted Brewing Company in North Haven, Connecticut. You can get Hoof Hearted on Tavour, by the way. And this is a desert Berliner Weiss style ale with lemon, marshmallow, vanilla, and milk sugar added. It has a 7.5%, but I mean, I've taken a sip of it already, and the aroma, first of all, like gives you that like lemony flavor or the lemony scent, right? But you don't really get it like a punch in the face of lemon, which I feel like you get from a lot of like lemon type beers. At least not in the first sip. We'll see how it goes the rest of the way, but I mean, so far great. Hoof-hearted. I mean, they do a great job, and you know that.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think either of us have had a bad beer from Hoof-hearted. So, definitely one to check out if you're in that area. I'm doing kind of a local beer. I mean, it's a couple hours north of me, but this is from Sacramento. This is from Device Brewing Company, and this is called Kid Casual Blonde Ale. It's coming in at 4.7%. It is crystal clear, absolutely crystal clear. And at 4.7%, it is
it's like water.
It's going to be one that you can drink. Yeah. Great can art as well. Just a guy, floating down the river, drinking a beer, and that's exactly what a blonde ale should be. And the best way to drink it is out in the sun. And at 4.7%, you're not going to be able, you're not going to get messed up off of a couple beers of drinking this. So this is a perfect summertime,
depends.
Outdoor baseball game beer.
Depends on who you are, but that's true. You shouldn't get that fucked up.
Yeah, at 4.7% compared to like a 7.5, not gonna mess you up like that would. So, I'm stoked on this one.
Hell yeah, man! I'm excited to hear about it because I love golden ales, man. Those are some nice spring and summer type beers for sure. And we're heading into that season, and we're also heading into the NBA playoffs. Or actually, we have started the NBA playoffs. That's where we're at right now. Game 1's wrapped up on Sunday night. Before we like really start with like reactions to the NBA playoffs, I mean, what's your thoughts? I wanted to talk about like what your thoughts are on the play-in tournament, because I've heard a lot of mixed reactions over the last 2 seasons. I feel like last year was way more positive. People like enjoyed the play-in, but this year, since both 9 seeds made it, they're kind of like, well, that sucks for those A seed teams that fucking worked hard for 82 games, which I get the argument, but I mean, what's your thoughts on the play-in tournament?
I love it. I mean, it gives it an extra little dimension to, getting into the playoffs. It opens it up for even more teams. And, a lot of the times these aren't teams that are going to be, 4 or 5 games back from that 8th seed. It is a sprint to that finish line in, the NBA, and really in all NHL, NBA, MLB. You're going to have teams that are really close a majority of the seasons. And, I love it. I think it gives that, that extra, competition there. And, if you're in that 8th seed, you only have to win 1 game out of 2. And, it's not a 5-game, 7-game series, but you should be able, if you're in that 8th seed, you should be able to win one of those 2 games. And, this year it didn't happen. Well, but, last year it did. We had 1 8 seed, didn't we?
We had all because we had Lakers make it, and we had Memphis make it. They were both top 8 seeds, and then we had, who did we have make it in the East? We had, I don't even remember, dude. We had Washington make it. They were the 8th seed, and then they got swept by Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And then we had who was the 7th seed? Was it Indiana?
Could have been Indiana last year. Yeah.
Man, I don't even remember.
But anyway, like it just, I think it adds another dimension to get a couple extra teams into the mix and almost give it that kind of wild card game of pushing yourself into a playoff scenario. And it's great revenue wise. It's great, for
that's why they
average
do it.
Fan. Oh yeah, but it's also great for the average fan like myself who isn't going to be, watching many regular season games except for my own home team, get an extra opportunity to watch another high pace, high like risk and reward basketball game. So I enjoy it. I watched all 4 games.
Yeah, I mean,
It was fun.
it's an interesting topic. It's one of those topics where like I see both sides of the argument. I see the argument where it's like, okay, you're an 8 seed and you should be better than these 9 and 10 seeds. Like you should win those games to get in. I absolutely see that. And I also see that like the play-in tournament adds incentive for 2 more teams basically that to fight for a playoff spot rather than tank. Because in this day and age in the NBA, it's either you compete or you tank. There's no in between. So I think that adds a layer of, let's make these 82 games important. However, I also see it from an 8 seed point of view where it's like, yo, we played 82 games and we were the 8th best team, and in the Clippers situation, like they had a much better record than the Pelicans, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're out of the playoffs because Paul George got COVID. If PG doesn't get COVID, Clippers probably win that game. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, it's like
that's true.
It's a tough situation to look at because they had 1 game.
Yeah.
And I completely understand that. And same with the Cavs, dude. Like the Cavs were severely banged up going into the playoffs. And they were like, yo, we fought this whole year. And then towards the end of the year, we like lose guys. And it's like, now we have to play without those guys. I mean, they probably got swept the first round, but you know what I mean? Like they've still fought those 82 games.
Yeah.
So it's like, I understand that side of the argument. I understand both sides of the argument. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. I think it just depends on what you like. Like, I like that it incentivizes a couple other teams, but I also think the NBA season's too long and it needs to be reduced because we got stars sitting out and stuff because we basically know who the title contenders are. You know what I mean? Like, everybody knows who those teams are.
It's going to take a Cinderella run.
And it doesn't happen in a best of 7 game series, dude. The best team always wins a best of 7 game series. That's a point of a 7 game series. So it's like, we know who the true title contenders are. We know who's going to be the last 4 teams standing, barring some crazy outcome, right? Or huge injuries or something. Like, we know. And those teams can coast through the regular season. And we saw them do it again this year. You know what I mean? Like, like the Bucks, they rest guys all year long. I mean, the Nets had KD out for fucking 2.5 months, and they're still in the playoffs, dude.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's a little more emphasized in the East than it was in the West. I mean, your number 2 team was Memphis, 8 games back from number 1. Like, there was definitely that separation there. And granted, that was a crazy run by Phoenix, but then you go down to Golden State 11. Dallas 12, Utah 15, Denver 16. Like there was separation between that, even that second and third and fourth versus the 5th and 6th spot. So it's it was a big
I mean, the West
there,
is definitely the weaker conference.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like the East is a much better conference right now, and it's just unfortunate. I don't think, like I said, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. Like there's, nobody's gonna be happy at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, you make it 8 teams, and those 9-10 teams are unhappy.
Yeah, I think it benefits more teams though than it hurts. So,
for sure, and that's why they do it. But it also is like a good thing for, like, look at New Orleans. You know what I mean? Like they didn't have Zion all season long, and then it's like they trade for CJ McCollum on February 8th, and then they're a much different team. And it's like, if they didn't have that 9 or 10 seed, the Pelicans wouldn't have had a shot at making the playoffs. But they're definitely, I think they're deserving of a playoff spot because they are a much more improved team. You know what I mean? Or it's like a team has a significant injury, like the Nets, for example. Like, let's say they fall out of the 9 seed, but that with KD, they're one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
So I think it's like, we want to see those teams in the playoffs once they're healthy down the road. So it's like, it only adds to that too.
Yeah.
Interesting. No right or wrong answer, dude. I'm not mad at anybody that has an opinion on this either way.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
Yep.
I don't, like I said, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. But let's move on to the NBA playoffs, man. It was interesting first weekend. We had a lot of blowouts where the best teams won. I do think the most interesting series of the first round is obviously Boston and Brooklyn, because Brooklyn's not like a real number 7 seed. You know, Kyrie could only play home games for a little bit. Didn't even play half the year, and then KD misses a couple months. They trade Harden. It's a crazy scenario, but the Nets only lost by 1 on Sunday.
Yeah. On a last-second play. Yeah.
On a last-second play, and KD was not good.
No.
He wasn't good today. So, you know, what's your thoughts on the playoffs? Like, you know, what's something that has surprised you in the playoffs?
I mean, I think
Or
my big
overall
shock
reaction?
was the Timberwolves Grizzlies game. You know, and that kind of got out of hand late there. You know, ending up being a 13-point win there. Definitely the one leg of my parlay that didn't hit. Yep.
Oof.
So that was a shock to me there. But you know, I don't think that this is going to be a big thing for, you know, Memphis, that they're going to allow Minnesota to shoot 50 from the 3-point line, or sorry, from 50% field goals. Yeah. You know, and 40% from the 3-point line. So, you know, I definitely think that this is going to be a longer series, probably one of the longer of the first round.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was shocked that they came out and really took it to Memphis, you know, on all aspects: shooting, rebounding, stealing, you know, fast break points almost doubled.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was definitely a shock to me that one, you know, came out the way that it was. You know, today's game, the Nets Celtics, that was a fun game to watch. I agree with you. I think that's going to be another one of those series that goes, you know,
that's
down to
going
the wire.
Yeah, that series is going I guarantee that series goes to 7 games for sure. That series is going 7 games.
And that's gonna be huge. I mean, Brooklyn shot 53.8% from the field today. Again, I don't think that's, and with KD shooting horribly, are they gonna be on every single second? I don't think so. It's gonna be an interesting series here. I mean, to be honest, Boston can win this quick. The Nets can win this quick. And that's, you know, that's the crazy part about this series, is that both teams can turn it on and take over.
Yeah, I think that cancels each other out though, like, because they can do that, you know what I mean? I think Boston is the better team. Like, Brooklyn obviously has the better player. Kyrie played great tonight too. But I mean, Boston has Jason Tatum, who's no slouch either. You know what I mean? Jaylen Brown, and, you know, Marcus Smart's been playing really well. He's one of the best defenders in the league, top 3 defensive player of the year. I mean, they're a more well-rounded team. I was shocked that the Nets only lost by 1 today, and KD was as bad as he was. Normally, they would lose that game by like 30 points. You know, they would lose that game by a lot more than they did, but they got a lot of production from Drummond, Curry, Goran Dragic. So, I mean, you can't rely on that throughout the course of a playoff series, but you also aren't going to rely on KD being as bad as he was, which makes this series very interesting. You know what I mean? Like, that's why this is a 7-game series. Like you said, these games could go either way. They're coin flips, and I'm glad these two are beating each other up, because they're the only 2 teams I worry about for the Bucks. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And where would the Bucks play? Yeah, Bucks will play them next.
No, the Bucks will play Boston next. But if Brooklyn wins and Miami wins, which
so
they should,
reseed it.
Yeah, they reseed it, so Miami would play the lower seed. Which also, which is also cool in my opinion because then the Bucks avoid them again. You know what I mean? The Bucks play this. They're probably going to play the Sixers now because Scotty Barnes got hurt and the Raptors got hella injuries. But you know, I like my chances against the Sixers a lot more than I like my chances against the Nets and the Celtics. Because at the end of the day, James Harden still plays for the Sixers, and we've seen him crumble time and time again in the playoffs. He wasn't even good in game 1 against the Raptors, but Tyrese Maxey went off. You know what I mean? And and I don't know if that's sustainable, but you add in Scotty Barnes getting hurt, Thad Young's hurt, and Gary Trent Jr.'s hurt. I mean, dude, there's no way the Raptors can win that series now. It's a wrap.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a wrap. That series, if Scotty Barnes can't play, that series is a fucking wrap. I thought the interesting thing to me was, you know, well, I don't think it's interesting, but the Pelicans are for sure going to get swept. Like, they just cannot match up with the Pelicans. I mean, they can't match up with the Suns. And for some reason, Willie Green has this, like, obsession with playing Jonas Valanciunas. I don't know if it's because of, like, the money. And he had a decent game, dude. He had, like, 25 rebounds and 18 points. But, dude, the Clippers on Friday night just picked him apart. And that's when they made that third quarter run when it was 38-18, was they would just spread the floor and get somebody one-on-one with Jonas Valanciunas and just fucking break the whole defense down. And the Suns were doing the same thing. Like, he's just unplayable, and Willie Green continues to play him. And it's going to be it's going to be nasty.
Tonight.
It's going to be nasty,
7 for
bro.
21, 18 points, 25 rebounds.
And he was minus 11. He had the worst plus-minus on the team. And you could tell, like, the team was worse when he was on the floor. I tweeted out right when he came on the floor in the fourth quarter. It was an 8-point game. I was like, "Oh, Jonas Valanciunas is on the floor. They're about to break this game open, dude. It's about to be a wrap." And sure enough, dude, they went on a run.
And they went on that 15-2 run. The Pelicans went on the 15-2 run. You know, right before that, and you know there was hope there, but that's not going to be something that Phoenix allows every single game or multiple times a game. And it's
They were 10.5-point favorites for a reason. They covered 10.5 for a reason.
Yep. Yeah, and I like what you talked about earlier with you know, McCollum coming into, you know, getting traded over there, and I think this team has a future. Once Zion gets back, once they have a big man, and you know, if Zion can stay healthy, but it's just not their year, especially going up against Phoenix. I mean, you can get a worse draw. You know, to start your playoff with, you know, a mediocre team. I think they'll have a good run next year. You know, barring injuries again. Can Zion play a full season?
That's a big if, dude. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like that. I 100% agree with you. Like the Pelicans, Brandon Ingram is taking a step. He's playing much better. And then you add CJ McCollum, and you really just need Zion, and then you just add a couple pieces. I mean, Herb Jones is nice. Jose Alvarado's nice. Like, they have nice pieces on that team. Trey Murphy's nice. But
Ingram's only 24 too. Wow.
Yeah, like, but you need Zion to be healthy, dude. Like, it would be a much different team, and that's just a huge if. Huge if. What about your Warriors, man? Before we move on.
I mean, this is gonna be an interesting series because Jordan Poole definitely went off. But is he going to continue that top level of play? I mean, we saw it at the beginning of the year, but now you've got you know, Clay coming back in to, you know, take some of that time away from him, and I don't think he sustains that over a full series. I mean, 9 for 13, you know, 30 points.
Unreal.
Was incredible. Yeah, absolutely incredible. And you know, when you've got, you know, Steph playing limited minutes, you need somebody to step up into that position, and he did that. Can he do it again? Yes. Can he sustain it for every game over, you know, a full series? No. So Steph is definitely going to have to continue rehabbing. You know, you're going to need Draymond to play huge. You know, he played a decent game on, was it Saturday? But you need him to be a defensive, you know, wall there.
Well, Draymond's always he's always going to give you the defense. That's not the issue. I think the biggest thing with the Warriors is, you know, Curry wasn't good, and he really hasn't been that good all season. You know, he's had spots where he's been great, and he's had huge lulls in the season, right? So it's like, and he's coming back from the ankle injury. I don't really know where he's at. I'm definitely not anticipating another 30 bomb from Jordan Poole. So it's like, if Curry's still going to struggle, who's going to be that other guy that steps up? Is it going to be Wiggins? Is it going to be Clay? I don't know.
It's gonna be Kuminga. Yeah.
I don't think you're going to see a lot of Kuminga minutes in the playoffs, dude. He's still a rookie, and playing in the playoffs is a lot different. So I still think this is going to be one of the more interesting series. Because obviously Denver has Jokic, and the Warriors don't really have anybody that can guard Jokic. So if Denver can just get one, or like if they can get like Will Barton or Monte Morris or Aaron Gordon to just be decent, like it can be interesting, you know what I mean? But missing
Will Barton was definitely decent. 24 points, 10 for 18.
Yeah, no, he was good, but look at Aaron Gordon, 8 points on 3 of 10 shooting.
Yeah,
like I need more from Aaron Gordon, bro. I need more from Aaron Gordon. Like, I get the defense from Aaron Gordon, but I need more because I don't have fucking Jamal Murray or Michael Porter Jr. Like, I need to get more from Aaron Gordon.
Yeah. Yep.
And he's playing at home.
Yeah.
So he needs to. He's playing in the Bay. He got 7 home games in this series.
Yeah, it's true. I didn't think about that.
Gotta play better. He might have had some nerves and shit. They're gonna adjust. That was game 1. I expect the series to be a lot closer.
Yeah.
All right, let's move over to Major League Baseball. So another interesting week. We're obviously only 2 weeks in. Long season. If your team sucks, hang in there. It's early. If your team's doing really well, hang in there. It's early. You can't get too high. You can't get too low. You know, what's your thoughts on this early season in baseball before we get to our top 5s?
I mean, I love it. My Giants are playing really well, so that makes me happy. I think it's to be honest, it's exactly where I kind of expected things to be. And you know, when we previewed the teams, you know, everything is just as expected. And to me, that doesn't, you know, this is baseball here. I mean, we have a tight American League East with, you know, 4 teams that are, you know, above 500. Really the only surprise to me is out of the East is probably the Guardians. You know, they've been playing some really good baseball, minus the, you know, the games against the Giants here.
Bro,
but
the Guardians, you take away 2 games and they're not good. They scored 19 runs in one of the games and 10 in another. And you take away those 2 games and they're not that good of a team.
Yeah, but I mean, they played the Reds. Okay, yeah, the Reds and the Royals.
Bro,
okay.
Those 2 games, you take those away, dude. I'm telling you, that team's not that good.
17-3 against the Royals, 10-7, and 10-5 against the Reds.
Yeah, and then every other game they score like 2 runs or less.
Yeah. 7 against the Reds. They got worked against the Giants. And then the first 2 games against the Royals.
Oh, the Giants avoided all their good pitchers. They're like Bieber's coming up next, and they got lucky, dude. And sometimes that's what you need, bro.
Yeah. Coming out of the West, I think, I mean, the Brewers are going to be my, you know, team of that's shocking. And, you know, just the way that they have come out so incredibly slow offensively. I mean, still 5-5. It's not bad. They're a 500 team right now.
Bro, slow in general.
To only score 31 runs. I mean, I think that's, oh no. Okay. So that's 5th worst in the league. Was definitely not where I expected to see them.
They're only hitting 206 as a team too.
Yeah, it's not pretty. Only put up 31 runs, have allowed 44, so -13 differential. You it's just it's not what I expected them to, where I expected them to be. And you're playing the Orioles for 3 games. You're playing the Cubs, who are not going to be one of your top teams coming out at the end here. I mean, I think they've got a good chance going up against the Pirates in this next series, but it's at least coming out the gate, it is not looking good for the Brewers.
Hey, don't sleep on the Pirates, bro. They can hit.
Sure, they definitely can.
They just can't pitch for shit.
Great series starting tomorrow. You've got you got the Giants Mets, you've got the Angels Astros, you've got the Reds Padres, you've got the Braves and the Dodgers. Like,
Yep.
these next 3 days are going to be really good baseball.
I mean, I think this
Toronto,
is
Boston.
I think this is still this is an interesting year early on. I think that there's there was less of spring training, right? There wasn't as much time, so I think some pitchers are still like working on what would normally be the end of their spring. They're still kind of at. I mean, the Brewers, Peralta and Woodruff were both Cy Young finalists last year, and they both are struggling. Peralta, especially, 11.57 ERA. He's gotten touched up every time he's been out. Woodruff looked a little better in his last start, but I mean, still not good. But obviously, those guys, I mean, they should obviously balance out at some point, dude. They're gonna get better. There's only 2 starts, you know, so I expect them to be a little bit better. I think if I'm a Brewers fan, the thing that worries me the most is that they struggled hitting the ball last year, and they still can't fucking hit, dude.
Yeah.
Like, they struggle mightily to hit the ball, and it's not good. And when you're not hitting or pitching, like, it balanced out last year because they were such a good pitching team that they could win those 2-1 games. Now they can't because they can't fucking hit. I mean, they lost a 2-0 game against a 2-1 game against the Cardinals on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I mean, if I'm a Brewers fan, that surely worries me. My other surprise though is Saya Suzuki, the rookie from Japan playing for the Cubs, hitting 400 and tied for second with 4 home runs in Major League Baseball right now.
Yeah.
Incredible start to the season.
To go back to your before we get to Suzuki, because has been lights out, but to get back to your Brewers, you have one player batting over 300, and that's their backup catcher.
Probably has 3 at bats and got 1 hit.
He's got 13 at bats. 13 at bats, 4 hits for 308. But I mean, you look at Colton Wong, 194. You look at McCutcheon's 282, not bad. Willie Adames, 189. Renfro, 212. Yelich, 200.
That's the thing. Yelich hasn't been good since
Peterson,
he got hurt.
105. Yeah. Lorenzo Kane, 158. Like, it's bad all around.
Brutal, dude. They're not good right now.
No.
Hey, but don't sleep on the Orioles, bro. They be at this point we have to
impressed me.
At this point we have to assume they're a good pitching team because they have a 3 ERA, and like they did against the Yankees, they did against the Brewers. Mm-hmm. They can pitch a little bit. They would have swept that Yankee series if it wasn't for a rain delay, by the way. They were up 2-0 in the 5th inning, and a rain delay happened, and then the pitcher had to he didn't come back out. And the dude they threw out there got shelled. 4 runs, game over.
Yep.
Shit was
brutal. Sorry. So back to Saya Suzuki.
Yeah, he's nice.
He's been him and Vlad have been my 2 standouts for the year. I mean, we
and
kind of expected
Arenado.
Vlad to be up there. Nolan Arenado, true. Playing incredible compared to what he did last year. But Suzuki, 7th in average, 4th in home runs, 4th in RBI. Sorry, 5th in home runs, 4th in RBIs, 4th in OPS. Like, this kid is, I guess he's not really a kid. He's 27, but he's he's been playing really well. And then Vlad Guerrero just coming in hot. I think what surprises me most is that game where he came back and hit 2 home runs after getting his hand stepped on. I know that just shows how much power that this kid has,
True.
and like can just put it out of the park with one hand.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true.
He is a force.
He's
to be reckoned
unreal.
with him. Yeah, average isn't the greatest, tied for 38th at 289, but first in home runs, fourth in RBIs.
Well, we're gonna get to the Toronto Blue Jays in a second when we get to these top 5 teams. So let's do that right now, Ben. What is your top 5 teams of the week?
So this was tough because I had 6, but I had to put honorable mention as the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim at 6-4, +3 run differential, and they are kind of battling with the Blue Jays for that number 5 spot, but I'm going with the Blue Jays just because the Angels had the less difficult schedule. I am worried about that Trout injury. His X-rays came back negative, but when you get hit in the back of the hand, it's going to hurt for at least a good week or two, which can cause major issues. And it looks like players are catching up on to Ohtani's pitching, and I don't think he's going to be as dominant defensively as he was last year. So they're going to be my honorable mention team. Number 5 is going to be the Blue Jays. They are 6-4 as well. They've got a little bit more difficult of a schedule with the Yankees and the A's.
Well, the A's are supposed
so
to
I
win
see
less
them-
than 70 games.
What's that?
The A's are supposed to win less than 70 games.
That's true, but the way that they've been playing, it's they've been playing. I think the other Angels played the Rangers, and I do still put the A's above the Rangers there. So number 4, we're going to go with the White Sox. They won each of their series versus the Rays, the Mariners, and the Tigers 2-1. They've got that offensive firepower. It's just can their pitching kind of stay up to that offense, and that's going to be my big question mark. But they're sitting at number 4. Number 3, I'm going to go with the Mets at a 7-3 so far this year, +26 on the run differential. They're winning games big, but it's that against the teams that they should be winning against, and so I'm still going to kind of hold judgment on the Mets until they play the Giants coming up in this series and really see how they stand up there. Number 2, I'm going to go with the Dodgers. I'm only going to put them behind the Giants because of the strength of schedule. +27 after, their slow 1-2 start against Colorado. They have 5 players batting over 300. Are the Dodgers a better team than the Giants? Yes. But after these first 9 games, I've been more impressed with the Giants. So that's why the Giants are going to be my number 1 team. Won all their series against the Marlins, the Padres, and the Guardians. Pitching has been absolutely lights out. Rodon has been so impressive. I think 21 strikeouts on the year. Webb looked just as good as last year, and really, really surprised with Joey Bart with how he's come in and taken over the reins for Buster Posey. And this kid, sky's the limit for this kid, and he's going to be good.
Yeah, my 5th best team, I don't have an honorable mention because I don't think the Angels are as good as their record. I mean, they've just played the easiest schedule in baseball, aside from the team they lost the fucking series to, and that's the Houston Astros. But I got the Blue Jays number 5. But I have worries about the Blue Jays, dude. And this is a team I picked to win the AL. Their pitching, aside from Alek Manoah, Kevin Gausman, has been terrible. Their bullpen is shaky at best. Their closer is good. And then they are 3rd worst in Major League Baseball at hitting with runners in scoring position at only 160. I think Bo Bichette is majorly overhyped. I think he's an average player, dude. Like, he's just an average.
Defensively strong.
I think he's average, dude. I think he's an average shortstop at this point, and I think that is a major concern because aside from Vlad and Springer and what's that other the kid Teoscar Hernandez, oof, tough. And Hernandez is hurt right now too, and Vlad obviously hurt a little bit. But I have major concerns about the Blue Jays. Number 4, White Sox. 100% agree with everything you said. I think they played the toughest schedule, to be honest, and the fact they're 6-3 is pretty impressive to me. I do worry without Lance Lynn, and I think their rotation isn't that great, and so seeing it hold up. Plus, Liam Hendricks, their closer, hasn't been good this season, so interesting to see how the White Sox are going to perform down the road. The Mets, number 3, like you said, are probably the easiest schedule out of the gate, but they've done their business, so I'll take the Mets, number 3. Giants, number 2, 5 in a row, plus 23 run differential, and number 1 ERA in baseball so far. Got to put them there, but
That hurts you to say it, doesn't?
nah. I got the Dodgers, number 1. Winners is 6 in a row, and they lead the league, plus 27 run differential. And considering they couldn't hit for like their first 3 games, it's pretty impressive.
Yep.
So
Oh, absolutely.
pretty impressed with where the Dodgers are at. But we're not gonna take a break. We're actually gonna hop into trivia with Raider Eddie. So stay locked with us. We'll be right back. We're gonna talk We're going to talk about Kyler Murray and some NFL quarterback contracts. USFL, baby. We got more football right now. So stay locked with us. We will be right back.
Welcome to another edition of Taproom Trivia. Unfortunately, I am your host. That means I lost. So let me introduce today's contestants. First contestant, we have Big Ballin' Ben Larson.
That's me.
Ben, what are you drinking tonight?
So tonight I am drinking Backyard Crusher. It is a American lager from Paperback, and they're out of Glendale, California. And it's not a party until it's a crusher.
Oh,
Zinger.
Rocks. Oh shit.
I should be wearing Jordan's glasses right now.
There you go. And our defending champion, Mr. Jordan, Stacks on Stacks on Stacks Lats. What are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking the Brew Dog Brewing Company. It's the Iron Maiden Hellcat IPA. 6%.
All right, I like the Iron Maiden. So just to recap everyone on the rules of the game, if you do get a correct answer of one of the 3 questions in 3 different categories, 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, you will hear this sound. If unfortunately, which we had a lot of last week, you don't get the right answer, and you will hear this sound. And also, you guys will get to see what beer they're drinking tonight if you're watching on YouTube. If not, you'll just hear them drinking. So are you guys ready for tonight's trivia game? The categories
Let's go. Let's get these
today
out.
are
Raiders, A's, and
Nah, he wouldn't do A's.
It's too easy. The first category will be assists. This is assists in either sport, obviously basketball or hockey.
Okay.
Second category, we
They
have
assists in
Bay Area
baseball
trivia.
too, Eddie.
What?
They have assists in baseball too.
Don't count. Baseball stinks. Second is going to be Bay Area trivia.
Okay.
bitter about the A's, huh?
Dude,
don't
the A's
care
are
if they-
4-2, baby. We
I
out
don't,
here.
I don't care if they win 100 games, dude. I'm fucking tired of it. And then the third category will be a random category. Random questions, nothing in particular.
We
Just
call that potpourri.
potpourri. There you go. Mixed bag of tricks, if you will. So Jordan,
Okay.
as the defending champion, and with probably the most ridiculous glasses I've ever seen, you have the first question.
Yeah, we can't bring those back for TSP wagers. We did not. We were not hot. So
I was hot. I was going into a heater, so maybe if I bust some out, we'll get back on that heater. Let's go Bay Area sports let's go 1.
For 1. All right. In the 1980s Super Bowl 23, Joe Montana saw which comedy star in the crowd before executing a
John
game-winning
Candy.
drive? Number 1 is John Candy. 100% accurate. 1 point for Jordan.
Okay.
Jordan, next question.
Let's go Bay Area for 2. Let's keep it rolling.
There's only 2 lefty quarterbacks in the NFL Hall of Fame. Who are they?
Steve Young and the dude from the Raiders. What the fuck is his name, Eddie? Oh my god. Plunkett, right?
Incorrect.
What the fuck is his name, dude? Why did it slip my fucking mind?
I didn't hear about it. Thank you.
Who was it?
I can't tell you.
Oh,
Ben?
no clue.
No.
Jake the Snake.
original
right?
Kenny the Steak
Stabler.
Stabler.
Didn't I say Stabler?
You said
No.
Plunkett, my friend.
Oh fuck!
So does he get 1 point?
he
or
gets
is
no,
it-
no,
No,
he had to
none
get
point.
both.
Okay.
Had to get both. So Ben, board is yours.
I didn't get it right though. Does that matter?
Nope,
Oh,
not
'cause I
anymore.
got
Okay.
it.
We're gonna go with random or potpourri for 2.
Potpourri for 2. One sport is held every year on Memorial Day. One sporting event, excuse me, is held.
Indianapolis 500.
Okay, there you go.
He did not listen to our trivia
you.
when he wasn't here.
No, I did not. So if I repeat,
I got it. Just like Jordan had that before the
right now we're even.
Questions,
There you go.
yeah.
Now you're even.
Well, I didn't ask the
Perfect.
John Candy question.
No, they were the Cowboys one from like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. All right, we'll go assists for 2.
Assists for 2. We did this old school on paper, so give me a second.
Oh, I like it, dude. Throwing it
We
back.
try to get it official. You know what I'm saying? Perfect. Who had the most? Okay, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Scott Skiles had the most assists in an NBA game of all time. How many assists did he have? A, 28, B, 29, C, 30.
I'm gonna go with A 28.
Hit the buzzer. And drink your beer, please.
It was what was the other two?
29
B,
and 30.
29, C, 30.
It was Scott Skiles. I remember it was for the Orlando Magic. It was like 1992. I'm gonna go with 30.
That is correct.
All right, Jordan leads it 3-2.
That puts the score at 3-2. Jordan,
All
the
right,
board is yours.
let's go Bay Area for 3. Let's close out Bay Area.
Ronnie Lott had to amputate a part of his body. Don't answer until I finish. Before, instead of missing a game for the Niners, I need the exact part of the body and the exact part that was amputated.
Well, it was his toe on his foot. I don't know what foot and what toe it was, but it was.
Go ahead and buzz yourself on that one. That's it.
Okay, then I'm gonna go pinky finger.
Ding, ding, ding. That is correct.
Was it really?
I was gonna go with pinky toe, so
Pinky finger was correct. And for a bonus point, actually, fuck the bonus point. That doesn't make any sense.
his left hand.
It was his left hand.
Damn it, I should have got that.
So, Dan, that puts Ben in the lead 5-3.
Ooh.
Questions that we have left. We
Assists
have
and potpourri.
assist for
and
1 and assist for 3,
Yeah.
and potpourri. Ben, what would you like?
3. We're gonna go potpourri for 1.
Potpourri for 1. Which of these 3 boxers defeated Muhammad Ali? A, Mike Tyson, B, George Foreman, C, Joe Frazier.
Down goes Frazier, so we'll go with Foreman.
Incorrect.
Frazier.
Correct. The reason the down goes Frazier is so big is Muhammad Ali beats him in the rematch.
Okay. All
Nailed
right,
it.
4-5.
Jordan, the board is yours. You have potpourri for 3 and assists for 1 or 3.
Let's go assist for 1.
Assists for 1. The most there's 2 players that have the most assists in an NHL game. One obviously is Wayne Gretzky with 7. Who is the second player? Is it A, Billy Taylor, B, Bobby Orr, C, Mark Messier?
Oh my god. I'm gonna go with Messier just because I think that's random.
Incorrect. Ben. We have A, Billy Taylor, B, Bobby Orr.
I don't think it was Orr, so I'm gonna go with Taylor.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Tried to
I would
throw
have
it.
gone with Messier as the first one, Jordan. So
Hey, because I was like, dude, it definitely isn't Bobby
The
Orr.
first
So
ones. I
it's
feel like my number
between
ones are always super easy.
A and C.
All right.
Cool. So we have assist for 3 and potpourri for 3.
I'm gonna go potpourri for 3. For the win.
For the win, this can clinch it.
Woo!
Who lost the first Super Bowl?
Oh my god, I know this one.
This is just shot in the dark. We will go with the Redskins.
Kansas City Chiefs.
The who?
The Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs. Super
Correct.
Bowl 1.
Yeah.
Green Bay over Kansas City.
All right, Jordan just took the lead, so
Woo! All right, what do we have
7-6.
left? We have one more left, right?
One
Assist
more left.
for 3.
Assists for 3.
Oh god.
All right. 2 players hold first and second for most assists in an NBA playoff game. Who are those 2 players?
Jesus Christ.
Hold on. There's 2 players that hold assists for the top
They hold the assist record for the most assists in an NBA playoff game.
in one singular
Not finals, in one game.
Jordan wins.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with LeBron James and Irving Magic Johnson.
Incorrect.
Did I get
Now,
one of
I
them
will
right?
say, so Magic Johnson is 1. So
Hey, I could
Ben,
have stole. Okay.
no, you have the other guy. There's one other guy.
I know who the other
That-
guy is now.
Who the other man is. Assists in an NBA playoff game.
Oh, is it a playoff game or a finals game?
Playoff game.
Oh.
Including the finals. Yeah.
John Stockton.
Ben is your winner.
Are you serious? It was
John Stockton. They both have 24
I'll take
assists
it.
in an NBA playoff game, as well as 23 assists in an NBA
Damn,
playoff.
I'm hosting next week.
And Magic Johnson actually has the record for most top 10 assists.
Yeah.
Like he's got he's 7 out of the 10. That's
For some reason,
ridiculous.
I thought it was finals. I fucked that up.
All right, I'll take it. 9-7.
I gotta retire these
glasses.
glasses. I just lose when I wear these glasses.
Say those
man.
glasses are brutal.
They gotta be retired now. But thank y'all for joining us on trivia. Stay locked with us. We'll be right back with some more Taproom Sports podcast. All right, we are back. Thank y'all for joining us for trivia. I can't believe I got that last question wrong, man. I
Can't believe I got that last question right.
Dude, I don't know why, but man, those glasses, bro, they're just bad luck. Those glasses.
I was actually, I was talking to the somebody we got to get on the podcast. I was talking to the announcer for the in-game announcer for the Pacers, and he got that question in an instant and was able to tell me how many assists each of them had too. I was a little shocked on that.
Yeah,
So,
man.
We'll get him on the podcast soon.
Let's go. I'm always down for that. But man, it's time to talk about our
I'm thirsty.
second beer.
beers
I
of the
want a
night.
beer. What about you?
And
You want a beer?
we were while we were in break, we were showing our beers, and
Yeah.
man, these look almost identical. They're different beers, but man, thick and dark.
Yep.
So tell me, what's your second beer of the night?
So I'm sipping on a Sweet Creams Are Made of These, and it's a 8% heavily fruited sour ale with raspberry and blueberry. And this is by Mason
Nice.
Ale Works. And this is like the first fruited sour ale I've ever had from Mason Ale Works. They usually do like IPAs and
Yep. Pales. Yeah.
you know, like true traditional type beers. So very interested to try this one, man. What are you
Is
sipping
it
on?
the sour?
Yeah, it's a fruited sour ale.
What percentage? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I don't know if you said it.
8%.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What
I'll
do you
look and see what mine is.
Yeah,
Oh,
what are you
mine
sipping
is
on?
also 8%.
Ooh.
I'm going with Energy City Brewing. We've had a couple of these Energy City brewings. I think Jordan, you've actually had this beer on one of the shows.
Yes, I have.
The Bistro.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if you've had the raspberry blackberry crumble, but that's what I'm going with tonight. It is a flavored Berliner Weiss, and
Those
it
joints are
uses
hella
brown
good.
sugar. Yep, it uses brown sugar instead of milk sugar. So I'm stoked about that. Coming in at 8%. And Energy City, they have a really good passion orange guava, which I think I put up. I think it was like a 4.9, maybe a 4.95. But I
Ooh.
haven't had that in a long time. But this is out of it's oh man, Itasca, Itasca, Itasca,
Okay.
Illinois.
In Tosca,
So, Illinois
Illinois.
beer.
Shout out to Tosca, Illinois, man. If you're from Tosca,
There
send
we
us
go.
some of that beer. Let's go.
Let's go,
Great
y'all.
stuff.
All right, let's hop into some NFL news. Haven't had a ton of news, aside from like little minor stories, but Derek Carr got that contract extension last week, 3 years, $121 million. I guess only like it's not that much guaranteed money, but could potentially make $121 million over 3 seasons, right?
Yeah.
And then we get news of like Kyler Murray's upset with his contract and could sit out the rest of the season, or could sit out this season if he doesn't get a new contract. So obviously I have like my thoughts on the whole situation, but what do you think about it, Ben? Like if you're is who's right, who's wrong? Like,
I don't think there is a who's right or who's wrong here, because you can see it on both sides. From the Cardinals side, you signed this guy to his rookie deal. He's still on that rookie deal. He's been injury prone throughout this whole, for a majority of this deal. But if you're looking at Kyler's side, what's that?
He only missed 5 games, like the last
over the
2
last
years.
2 seasons.
Yeah, it's not that much.
Yeah, but he hasn't been 100% in those games that he's played. He's played injured a lot.
Yeah, but
so
look at their record though.
Injury.
5-10 his rookie year, 8-8 the second year, 9-5 the third year. Like,
and coming from Kyler's view, him making $5.5 million is chump change compared to all these other QBs. So, and QBs with the level that of play that he has is, it's almost ridiculous that they're only paying him $5.5 million. So I totally get where he's coming from, but I also get where the Cardinals are coming from.
I don't.
Does he sit out? Well, yeah, the Cardinals are coming from. They signed him to this deal. They don't want to pay him more money than they.
You could pay him now what he wants, and you're probably saving yourself money next year. Because what happens if Lamar Jackson gets $45 million? Kyler's gonna ask for more than that. Like this, that's the thing with these quarterback contracts, dude. Every quarterback gets paid more money, regardless of what we think of them. Dak Prescott got paid a ton of money. Derek Carr a ton of money. Like that's just the going rate for a good quarterback in the NFL.
Oh, does he deserve that money? Yeah, absolutely. But if you can get by with just paying this guy $5.5 million compared to 40, I mean, you'll save that, $34.5 million there.
Yeah, but the biggest thing is his extension wouldn't even kick in until after his rookie deal.
Yeah,
but they could save themselves money now.
Make a possibility of $28 million next year, and then they could put a tag on him the following year, so he'd be again making less than that $40 million that he's deserved.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, you get a Kirk Cousins situation where you pay him you franchise him twice, and then the second time you either have to pay him $60 million a year or let him walk. Like you don't want to get yourself in that situation. Like this is an organization that has had 3 good quarterbacks since I've been alive. You know what I mean? Like you don't let these guys walk. Pay him the $45 million he wants or $50 million. I'm telling you, bro. Next year that's gonna be $52 million. The year after is gonna be $54 million. You know what I mean? So you're delaying the inevitable, is what you're really doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And unless you're gonna trade him for 5 first-round picks, then this is all nonsense, dude. Just fucking pay him. You extend your coach, you extend your fucking general manager, but you shit on your fucking quarterback who's made your team better.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. The Cardinals
So
make no fucking sense to me.
yeah. So there are odds out of if he'll likely not get traded.
No, he's not getting traded.
But there are odds out for, places that he'd go. And I think this most stupid odd is Dallas at plus 800. But I think Vegas is just trying to, get some money out there and for people, get America's team. Yeah. But then you've got Atlanta Falcons at plus 1,000, Steelers plus 1,600, Eagles plus 2,200, Texans plus 3,000.
Yeah,
I mean, if there was to be a trade,
I'm not gonna lie, dude. If a team called me and was like, "I'll give you 5 first-round picks for Kyler Murray," I would definitely contemplate it, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of draft capital.
When you've got teams that do have those picks, I mean, I think it was
the Eagles.
I think Philly has 2 first, seconds, and thirds over the next 2 years. So there's 4 of your first round picks. Of the next 3 years. So it would be 6 first round picks there. I think the Falcons they have 2 first round picks. Maybe it's next year. So they could package something up, but I think the Falcons would be the best place for him to go, or the most logical place, maybe not for him, but for the Cardinals to make a trade.
Yeah.
If
the Eagles
did get dealt. Yeah. If he did get dealt, where do you think he'd go?
I mean, first thought I thought was the Eagles because they have the draft capital. Because unless you're bringing 5 first-round picks, the Cardinals are hanging up the phone, dude. I think the only way to keep them on the phone is saying, like, yo, we'll give you 5 first-round picks. Yeah. And for the Eagles, the good thing with that is, like, it's not only their picks. Because if you get Kyler, you're going to be better. Like, he's already shown that he makes the Cardinals better, right? So,
yeah,
that first-round pick might not be a great first-round pick, but then you tank next year, and then you have a draft with C.J. Stroud and fucking the kid from Alabama, Young, and you have potentially the next Kyler could be better than Kyler. You know what I mean? So, I think it's a benefit of both, and obviously paying a rookie quarterback is much better than paying a veteran quarterback because you can spend money elsewhere. But those are ifs, dude. There's no guarantee that those guys are going to be good, but Kyler's good. And you need a quarterback to win in this league. So the Cardinals are just being dumb as fuck. Unless someone offers them 5 first-rounders, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think you could also put the Saints and the Panthers in that mix.
Saints don't really have that many picks, so.
They have 2 top 20 picks this year.
Yeah, but I want 5 first-rounders, dude. I want your 2 this year, and I want next year's first round, and I want the year after's first round.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's what they have to do. And, Saints have that. Panthers.
Didn't the Saints trade their next year's first round this year for that other first round pick from Philly?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
Bro, the Saints are targeting somebody, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is, but they're targeting somebody. They know that somebody's going to be there in that range, and they want to make sure they have 2 picks to grab him.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's Kenny Pickett. I don't know if that's Matt Corral. I don't know if it's a wide receiver. Like, that was an interesting trade to me. I don't know what the fuck the Saints are doing.
Panthers would have to get about number 6 this year. Again,
they don't have no picks next year.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely interesting of where the possibilities are. Texans have 2 firsts in each of the next 3 years drafts.
Yeah, no, they could definitely trade them, but why would they? They're not like ready to win.
Yeah.
Like, they might as well take those picks and try to hit a quarterback themselves and pay him less money. you're gonna be looking at a team that's like ready to go win now, like the Steelers that have a legitimate defense already, nice weapons, but they don't have a fucking offensive line for shit. But they're
Jets, Lions, kind of both of those two.
Jets and
Lions
Lions.
would only have to give up 10 million on Jared Goff.
That's a. If I'm the Cardinals, I ain't fucking taking Jared Goff, dude. Fuck that shit.
Oh no, I mean even just to cut Goff after June 1st, they'd save 10.5 million.
Bro, the Lions are interesting this year, Ben, because they have the number 2 pick and like they hold the wild card in the draft. Like they could take a quarterback.
Yeah.
Malik Willis.
That's very true. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens because I don't do you want to have Kyler sitting in the air?
I mean if you're the Cardinals, no.
Yeah.
But like that's what the Cardinals are just playing this all wrong, dude. Period.
Yeah.
I just think they're doing a bad job, bro. This is not good. You're only pissing them off, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they already took off his what they gave the Cardinals a tentative deal and they've already taken that off the table. Probably
Yep.
because of how long it's taking and Carr getting 40 million.
Yep. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Ben, have you checked out any USFL though?
I watched highlights. I didn't watch any of the games. But watched highlights, looked through what happened in this opening weekend. It's interesting.
Damn. I watched that Stallions Generals game. The first half was atrocious, dude. I'm not going to lie. But the second half was actually pretty good football, dude. It was interesting to watch. I watched the first half of the Panthers Gamblers game this morning, and that was just some atrocious football, dude. Like, let me tell you, the Panthers are someone that Eddie and I both thought were going to be one of the 2 best teams in the league, and they look like one of the worst teams in the league. But the team I'm really interested in seeing, and me and Eddie both agree that this is probably the best team in the USFL or should be the best team, is the Bandits. And they were supposed to play tonight, but the game, because of the weather delays earlier, got pushed back to tomorrow. So they're playing tomorrow, some Monday Night Football action at 4:00. Okay. So that's a team to watch. Dude, Todd Haley's the head coach. If you don't remember,
televised at all?
Yeah, it's on Fox Sports 1, dude.
Okay. Yeah,
and if you have Fox, I'm not sponsored by Fox Sports, but if you are working for Fox Sports, you should holler at me because I'm out here promoting you for free. You can also watch on foxsports.com, dude. You can watch all of them. Download the Fox Sports app, and as long as you have a cable subscription or an internet subscription, you can log in with your internet provider and you can watch all the games, dude. Bless you.
Thank you. I got the mic down for that one. What do you think of the drone cam and the helmet cam?
Dude, the drone camera was a trip, bro. Like the first time I saw it with the field goal kick, I was like, dude, I don't know if I like this. Like, to be honest, like just give me the normal view. But it is interesting, dude, and it can be used in a lot of ways. They use it a couple times, and it's pretty interesting. I think the chip in the ball too to record first downs. I think that's another interesting thing. I do think the chains gives you an actual like marker though, a physical marker, which is more important. But nonetheless, it's still interesting. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen the NFL take rules and production stuff from what the XFL originally did, so they could take some of this stuff. But I think the most surprising thing about the USFL, dude, I'm not gonna lie, is like I thought taking the unders was a smart bet this week, and so far, if you took all the unders, you're 2-1, not bad. But the first game was some good football, dude, and the other 2 games not so good so far. But I have hope that the Bandits are going to take us a little bit higher because I think they're going to be a good team. Yeah,
I want to see the drones get a little bit more action. I saw the 3-point conversion too. Like I want to see how that works out. But the drones, I mean, it's only a matter of time until it interferes play. To be honest, I think the first time that happens, then it's going to go out the door. I don't think we'll get any use of it in
I would hope there are better
NFL
technicians
action.
than that. I don't think the drone's like right over him. I think it's just zooming in.
Oh no, the drones were literally like feet away from players.
That's fucking crazy.
Like it was like the opening kickoff was, it flew right by the kicker. One of the plays where it was going downfield, you see like out of the corner of the view of the drone, a player coming in, and you see this drone just like do a quick swerve on on wall filming, and it was just like, oh damn, that was close. Like that drone almost went down. So it's going to be interesting to see how long it takes for that to be a hindrance on a play.
Yep.
Then what happens? Is it replay of down? Like,
I think so. I think you would have to, right?
You'd have to be, yeah.
The only way to do it. All right, one more piece of news before we head to our best bets. What is your thoughts on Trevor Bauer? His administrative leave got extended again, dude.
Till the 22nd, right?
Yes.
Yeah, which is also, I mean, it's coming up. We're, but it's almost the almost the 18th here.
Do you think he pitches again?
I do. I do think he pitches again
for the Dodgers.
That is probably.
I think for sure he pitches. If he pitches, depends. It's for the Dodgers. He's been cleared legally. I don't know what is going on.
Yeah, no criminal charges have been filed, but there's still internal investigations going from the MLB.
For what?
Which I don't understand. Yeah, the player conduct, and like it to me, this has just gone too far, and I almost at this point feel bad for the Dodgers for having to pay his full salary for him not to pitch.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't pitch for the Dodgers, I mean, they're going to be out 120 million. Like they could literally have him not put him on the field and he'd still be paid his $120 million.
Yeah. So
they could buy him out, I think, for 110. So they'd only be saving $10 million there.
So they got to pay him regardless.
Suspended, yeah, he's got to be paid regardless. If he gets suspended, he won't be paid for those games. And I think that would be a huge knock for him trying to get onto another team. I think somebody else will take him.
Yeah.
But it's going to be, it's going to be that same thing with, that we saw with Sean Watson. As many teams that would want him are going to step back a little bit because all of these allegations were here. And it kind of just paints a bad picture for their organization. So it's going to be interesting because he is a hell of a pitcher.
I think the only thing that's holding Major League, I think the biggest thing is that Major League Baseball is extending his administrative leave as like a showing sign to the rest of Major League Baseball. Like, yo, don't be this stupid to get caught in this situation. Like, yeah, his criminal charges get dropped, so he'll definitely play again. But we're gonna we're gonna do this for a little bit so y'all can see what's going to happen if you get caught. You shouldn't be caught in this kind of situation. Like, you need to be smarter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but for him to not have played since June 18th, like we're almost up on a year now.
I mean, but the criminal charges just got dropped like 2 months ago. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's been recent.
They can still suspend him. And they can still suspend him for.
They can't suspend it because the Major League Baseball players they can't for what?
I forgot what the actual term was. Do I have it up?
His criminal charges got dropped. There's literally nothing they can suspend him on.
They can suspend him for I think it's the perception of a MLB player has to be of a certain level. But
that's what I'm saying. That's why they keep extending the administrative leave. Like, this is obviously because Major League Baseball Players Association's agreeing to this. So basically what Major League Baseball is probably doing is saying, like, hey, we're going to extend the administrative leave and not suspend him. But because he doesn't get because he isn't getting any criminal charges, it's going to be tough for them to have a backing in a judicial court to say, like, we have the right to suspend him. But they're still showing a message by extending the administrative leave, and obviously the Players Association is signing off on it so that they don't suspend him.
A possible violation of the policy on sexual assault and
Possible,
domestic
but that has to be proven in a court of law.
It does not have to be proven in the court of law.
How? The Players Association could sue Major League Baseball.
No.
They can.
They can go to an arbitration.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's a policy that baseball has as a corporation. So it doesn't have to be a criminal case for them to suspend someone.
Yeah, but they still have to prove to somebody that this is why we're doing it. They have to prove to an independent party, an arbitrator.
Yeah. And he can go and go and appeal any suspension with an arbitrator, but they can still suspend him, and the arbitrator can then say maybe we don't do the full. I mean, what they're saying is possible another 30 games on top of this. And
that's why I'm saying
it all has to be with the policy of baseball. It doesn't, even though they dropped the criminal charges, that just means legally against the United States.
Yeah, but
the state of California, they can't charge him, but baseball can say, we want you at a higher standard because you're working for our organization.
Right. But it's hard to prove that to an arbitrator when they can turn around and say, well, the government didn't find anything to charge him with. So what's the issue? Like, what are you charging me with that the government found no issue with? That's what I'm saying. In front of, I understand what you're saying, dude. They can suspend him, but I'm telling you, the Major League Baseball Players Association is the best union in all of America, best labor union. And they're going to sue the shit out of Major League Baseball. And that's why they're extending the administrative leave, because they have this, because this has to be agreed upon between the Players Association and Major League Baseball. You know what I mean? So they're both agreeing on this. So I think that it's both sides basically saying, you can't suspend it, but we're going to agree to this. But at some point they're going to open it up.
Well, yeah, but the problem is that right now they're still in that investigation part. They're still investigating everything that's happened,
quote unquote.
Yeah. But until that's concluded,
but that's what I'm saying,
the suspension would come out.
This is quote unquote. And this is Major League Baseball is saying to their players right now and future players, do not put yourself in this situation. That's what they're saying. And the Major League Baseball Players Association is agreeing to it, rather than suspending him for a fucking season or 60 games or whatever it is. He's going to come back sooner than later, is what I'm saying. And he's going to pitch for the Dodgers. And the Dodgers are going to win the World Series. And then Trevor Bauer is going to rewrite his character, the narrative, and he's going to be this, dude. Right?
It wouldn't surprise me if MLB still goes with a suspension. Yes, it can go into the arbitrator, but
it's for sure going to the arbitrator if they suspend him. And I guarantee
absolutely.
the Players Union is going to
absolutely.
Win.
Yep. Well, it would be up to Trevor Bauer, not necessarily the arbitrator or the MLBPA.
Yeah, but they always protect their players, dude. That's what they get paid to do.
Yeah.
All right.
It's that time of the night, baby, for our best bets of the night, Ben. Last week you went 1-1. You had a parlay and you missed one of the games, which made you miss the whole thing. We missed our perfect week because of a parlay.
Almost
Shocker.
went 2 weeks in a row. Yep.
Almost. What's your two best bets of the week this week, Ben?
All right, so we are going to go with one baseball and one hockey, and I already know that you're not going to like my baseball bet, but that's okay. But we're going to start with hockey, and this is going to be for Monday's game. So today, as you're listening to this, and we are going to look at the Hurricanes versus the Arizona Coyotes. I know it's a little rough to take the Coyotes because for some reason they always win games that they shouldn't, but I think this is going to be one that we see Carolina just taking over. Carolina is fighting for their position. And Arizona has lost big in the last couple of games that they've played. Over their last 5, they've lost 5-1, 6-1, 6-2, 7-1, and 9-1. They have given up on this season. So we are going to be taking Carolina -1.5 at -130 odds. And then we are going to be moving over to baseball. I know you said not to sleep on the Orioles, but we're going to be betting against the Orioles here, and we're going to go with the A's tomorrow versus the Orioles. A big part of that is because you've got some, fairly big injuries in Rushman and Diaz on Baltimore. They are day-to-day, but it is not looking like they'll be in tomorrow's lineup.
Bro, Rushman hasn't even played all year.
Rushman has played.
What, the first game?
He played the first few games, yeah. But you've got an Orioles team that are batting under 200, 198 on the season. They, lost 2 games to the Brewers, which I really, find, common ground, but the Brewers have really been struggling this year. And, the A's have been kind of surprising for me, splitting with Toronto and winning that Tampa Bay series. So we're going to go A's -1.5 on the run line for +115 odds.
I don't hate it, dude. I don't hate it. I don't.
Yep.
A's first game at home, too. Coming off a 5-5 start, which, if you ask any A's fan, dude, we're taking it, bro. We are absolutely taking it.
Absolutely.
All right, my 2 best bets of the week. We're going to go under 218, Toronto, Philadelphia. I would take this now because it's going to drop. Toronto is missing Scotty Barnes, who is 2 assists away from a fucking triple-double before he got hurt. He is not going to play. They're also missing Thaddeus Young and Gary Trent Jr. Toronto's already thin as it is, and taking out 3 key rotation pieces, it's not going to be pretty. I don't even think they score 100 points next game, so give me the under 218, Toronto and Philadelphia, and then we're going to go Denver +7. The Nuggets have covered 3 of their last 5 against Golden State. That even includes the last game, which they did not cover. They'll make adjustments, and there's no way Jordan Poole is going for 30 points again. I guarantee that. Give me Denver +7. And a bonus bet out there, because I also like this one, under 11 runs, Colorado and Philadelphia. Colorado is last 4 out of their 5 games at home have gone under. Cool is on the mound, 2.0 ERA. Give me the under 11 runs, Ben. Philadelphia and Colorado in Coors Field.
And going the under in Coors Field. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So it's time to get back to beers. We had 4 beers tonight. Jordan is going to go and review his beers first, and then I will follow up with mine. I had some great beers, so Jordan
did I.
Some shoes to fill before I getting over to mine. So let's hear it. What was your first beer?
I'm happy, man. I'm happy with my beers tonight. Do you remember your last good hair day? This was a great beer. It was a dessert beer for a reason. Like, it's not something I would drink like 2 of in a sitting normally. Yeah. Has vanilla and milk sugar added, Ben, so you wouldn't be able to drink it. But it was good, man. It really tasted like a lemon meringue pie, to be honest. And it wasn't like overwhelming with lemon flavors, which is dope because I'm not a big lemon fan to begin with. So I'm gonna give it a 4 or 5 out of 5. I would definitely drink it again. Yeah, man, it was a good beer.
Who is that from again?
Hoof-Hearted. And then my second one from Mason Ale. This was the Sweet Cream, or made of these. This was a heavy fruited sour ale with raspberry and blueberry. And I like heavy fruited sours. I do enjoy them. They are one of my favorite beers to have. This one was good, dude. Like, a lot of sweet flavor. You can really taste the juice from it. I like this. It didn't taste heavy at all, but it is fucking me up a little bit. Being at 8%. I like this one, Ben. I'm gonna give this a 4.85 out of 5.
Oh,
I would drink it again. I would definitely buy it again. This is one that, like, you got some company over and you pour a little bit in everybody's glass, you know what I mean? Try this one, you know what I mean? It's that type of beer, dude. I would definitely drink it again. I would definitely buy it again for sure.
Nice. I'm gonna come back to that pouring a little bit in everybody's glass. I think that's a great way to describe my second beer as well. But we're gonna start with the so this was the Device Brewing Company. This was the Kid Casual Blonde Ale. This was a 4.7%. And I'm gonna give this one a 4.25 out of 5. This was a great beer. This is one I would get again, drink again, go out of my way to buy again. There was nothing really special about this beer, but everything was great about it. Like it had a great mouthfeel to it. It was crisp. It was incredibly clear. It had a great aroma. This is the beer that I would love to drink, just as the can art says, sitting on a floaty, floating down the river. And it was something that you can drink a lot of and not be feeling overly, or even golfing. Like this would be a great golf beer. That you could just enjoy on a hot day and just drink and drink and drink. So
That's the great thing about Golden Nails,
overall,
baby.
there we go. Yep, overall great beer. So 4.25 out of 5.
Nice.
The Bistro Grande from Energy City Brewing. This was the raspberry blackberry crumble. I'm gonna give this one a 4.75 out of 5. I think Jordan, you kind of hit the nail earlier when saying that this is with your beer, this is a beer that you pour for everyone. At 8%, it's one that you can drink one of, but you would not be drinking a lot of these. Really didn't feel like an 8%, so it's really going to kind of sneak up on you. But it had a great raspberry, great blueberry kind of taste to it. It was a thick beer. You still got a little bit of that beer kind of flavoring from the Berliner Weiss, but it was just kind of a background touch to it. The fruit really kind of were the emphasis of these beers, and it was a little thick, but it didn't necessarily leave that film on your mouth that you get with some of these kind of really thick Berliner Weisses or heavy fruited sours like you had there. So great beer that I would definitely come back to. 4.75. I have seen this a couple times on Devour, so make sure to keep an eye out on there if you guys have a Devour account. And if you don't, go sign up, use promo code Taproom. That $10 off will get you, a beer to 2 free beers. And it's definitely worth it. These are beers that we don't get, out here in the Bay Area. Rarely find at the bottle shops. So make sure to go check those out. So that's the podcast. Thank you everybody for checking us out, whether you're watching live on YouTube or Facebook Live, or if you're listening to us on Apple or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure
let your
to
friends
come
know
back next week. Yep, let us know. Hit that subscribe button. Follow us. Check us out on Instagram at Taproom Sports. You can check us out on Twitter at Taproom_sports. You can check out Jordan's, which is at Jordan Rules TSP. He's putting out bets every day, and hitting big on those. Make sure to check out our other podcasts. We've got
3 out of 5
We've
days,
got TSP
yes.
Wagers. Yeah, it's still good. We got TSP Wagers. We've got APR, where Jordan and Eddie are talking USFL. And we'll be getting back to reviewing teams, coming up here pretty soon, because season is close. We've got the draft coming up on the 28th.
It is approaching.
Yep. But that's it. Thank you again, everybody. We will see you next week. I'm Big Ball and Ben Larson, here with Jordan. Stacks on stacks on stacks flats.
Let's go.
Peace.